Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and happy soon-to-be Groundhog Day. At least if you're still in the United States or still on the, for lack of a better term, on the west side of the Greenwich Mean Time line, I think it is. Let me double check that. Or is it the... Okay, Greenwich... Okay, just checking that real quick, just make sure I don't... Okay, it is Greenwich Mean Time. Okay. Alright, so I don't sound like a total idiot, so... Let's see. Okay, I said, so... Gotta try to correct that, because you don't want to say, and, you know, and stuff like that. But anyway. So, there I go again. I just said, Anyway, it's a kind of habit that's unfortunately kicked in. And I was just wondering... And I'm not joking. I was wondering what you think about Geraldo Rivera running for Senate. I did a kind of poll on my Facebook page and Twitter, and anyone could have voted on the poll. They obviously didn't. And there was no feedback on the poll, so I haven't really gotten any, I guess, virtual feedback. I've certainly gotten regular feedback, because I talked to, when I first saw that Geraldo was going to run for Senate, it was on his Twitter, and I was like, I have to ask my great uncle Tony, because, first of all, I live in Maryland, not New Jersey, although I do have family in New Jersey, including great uncle Tony, and I don't know what great uncle Tony would do. My guess is that he probably would not vote for Geraldo Rivera. But I'm not sure, but the people who I've talked to so far, my mom, my sister, a guy named Danny, there goes my ADD, I'm forgetting already, Gordon and Sam, they all pretty much said, well, Sam said we'll see, whereas Gordon, Danny, Mom and Michelle pretty much all said no. And even Bob and Michelle were like, you're kidding, and so... The consensus that I've gotten, of course my sample was a little, not the best sample in the world, obviously, since I kind of talked to people from Maryland, and obviously right in the UMBC/Baltimore area, and so the consensus that I've seen over from the people that I talked to is pretty much either we'll see or no. Well, because Sam did say he thinks that Geraldo could actually win, and I've also seen that online as well. I mean, from people, not that I talked to necessarily, but just reading articles and... Well, okay, I did talk to Gordon online, but that's more, you know, okay, I talked to someone I knew, and that wasn't part of the poll thing, but... Anyway, so I just want to know what you think about Geraldo Rivera running for Senate. I mean, personally, for me... I'm not trying to be rude since I'm a fan of Geraldo Rivera, but I do not think that based on some of his positions I would vote for him. I'm not for Roe v. Wade, for example. I'm not for same-sex marriage. I'm not for a bunch of other positions on issues that Geraldo Rivera is for, so I just... And I saw some other good points, like Geraldo has done a lot of things in his past that pretty much do get brought up every day, I would think it's safe to say, and so I just think that, as others have stated, with all the word baggage was used, so with the baggage that Geraldo has had, I do think that his Senate race could be affected. And I wasn't even thinking about this factor initially when I was thinking about Geraldo's possible run, but I'm thinking that he has a 38-year-old wife and a 7-year-old kid at home, and he even admitted that his age could be an issue for him. And I'm thinking, okay, he has a young wife and a young child at home, so he might want to spend some time with them. The factor that I didn't think about was that, how would his older kids feel? And I guess I just kind of assumed or took for granted that maybe his older kids would handle it or not even really care. And then I heard on the radio show, or rather the podcast, that one of his kids said, hey, Dad, if you're going to run for Senate, you know that they're going to be following me around. So I didn't even think about the older kids. And one of the older kids, the one who texted her dad, is roughly about my age, so, or at least within my peer group, so, I mean in terms of age, by the way, not like, we're not actually friends or whatever, I don't even know her, but the point is, like, the older kids would be affected, so I didn't even think about that, but especially the younger kid would be affected. And as I said before, Geraldo even brought up his age, and if you do your research, you'll know that Geraldo's dad died at 72. Even Geraldo had said 2 years ago or 3 years ago that he's got 4 more years in him. So by the time he would run for Senate, he would be 71, and that's basically when his 4 years would be up. And he could, unfortunately, well be deceased by then, so he's got to really think, does he want to spend what could potentially be the final years or the final days or the final whatever units of time in his life contemplating a run for the Senate, or does he just want to spend time being a husband to Erica and a dad to Sol and to the rest of his children? And there's just so many things that he's got to think about, and besides that he has a lot of people, even though I've seen that a lot of people are for him. Also, as I said, even just the 5 people that I talked to, excepting Sam, I guess, would be pretty much against him running for Senate. And but if, like I said before, the 5 people that I talked to are from Maryland, but if the 5 people are a reflection of the people in New Jersey for the most part, then I just think that Geraldo has to consider that too. So not only will he have, okay, his age and the fact that he has a family to be a member of to consider, he also has the sentiment against him and the baggage that he has to consider. So I guess I'm just getting on my side too while I'm doing this quick poll here. So comment, subscribe if you want to. I wish I could do polls on YouTube videos. Like, I literally wish I could put a poll on my YouTube page so I could say, like, hey, per the video, da-da-da-da-da, and then, like, you could vote on an issue, like, yes, no, not sure, da-da-da, whatever. But if you want to see I guess what I'll do is I'll put the poll that I initially put on my Twitter and on my Facebook in the description so that you can see it and make your vote there. So anyway, but I just want to know what you think about Geraldo running for Senate, and I kind of gave my side on it, and especially if you're in New Jersey, I want to know what you think, and there you go, and Shabbat Shalom.